So a few weeks ago during my break, I had to take the Soap and Clay Kidlets to a birthday party kind of far away. And in that kind of far away place, they had like a good mall, like the big ones. And I hadn't been to a mall in probably 6 or 7 years, like a real mall. And so since I had 3 hours to kill while the kids were at a birthday party that I did not want to attend, I went to the mall. And I forgot how cool the mall is. And I as a result, bought like 14 sweaters, which I've been hiding from Mr. Soap and Clay, not because he cares that I, spend money, because he super does not, but because he's probably going to be worried that the closet that we're building is not going to have enough room to put him in it. His clothes, not him specifically. He doesn't live in the closet. His clothes do. This is one of my cool sweaters that I purchased, and I love it, and it's cozy, and it's awesome. And that's all. Just wanted to tell you about my clothes because it's fun for me. I will tell you about the soap that we're making in just a minute, but before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudzers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for another video of week 1 of 365 days-ish of soap, 52 weeks of soap. I don't know what I'm calling it. And today we are continuing on with the Sanderson sisters, and we are going to be making the Mary bar today, which is kind of fun, because Mary has that crazy hair, right? It's big and it's fun and braid and wild, super wild. And so we will be making this out of soap dough because if you remember when I was making the pencil soaps for the teacher appreciation gifts for the kids' school, I had a lot of cutoffs to make the point, and I said that I wanted to use that as soap dough to get rid of all of it. And so that's been my mission ever since, is making sure that, I don't know, something like 80 pounds of cutoffs is being used in other soap designs somehow. And so these are one of those designs, the Sanderson sisters. And it did really well with the actual soap dough because they were all different colors, but I just smushed them together and added the right amount of mica to color them to whatever I wanted and then went from there. So totally works. Best pro tip ever regarding soap dough, you can use anything. Just cut it off and make sure that it gets sealed up in a plastic bag so it doesn't get exposed to air and lose the water content. And if it is a little dry, you can just put a little bit of glycerin in it or even a little bit of oil, and that really loosens it up again so it makes it pliable. Pro tip. You're welcome. But anyway, it totally worked with all of this, and I was worried about this hair. I thought it was going to end up being the hardest, and it ended up not being the hardest. But the pour, while the hair was not hard, the pour was messy. So let's go to the video and you can see what I mean by messy. Okay, so today we are doing Mary. Lavender, sage, and rosemary from Sierra Candles because awesome. And you know, Mary, Sanderson sister, the middle sister. The quirky one, the fun one. She's my favorite one, just for the record. Also, you see that thing in the upper right-hand corner there? The purple and the black all kind of mixed together in some sort of twisty fashion? Yeah, that's her hair. And weirdly, this was the easiest one to do. I don't understand it, like, at all, why this one ended up being the easiest one, but Sarah and Winnie, they both kicked my booty trying to figure out their hair in a head type pattern so I could then do the stampy stamp thing with the It was a lot. But yes, so Mary, it's basically the same pour as we did, you know, yesterday with Sarah, because they all need to like match each other because they're sisters, but also more importantly, they're a set because they're currently being sold, you know, individually on their own, but also as a set. I didn't talk about that lavender, sage, and rosemary, by the way. You should definitely get that. Like, get that, put that in your line. It's kind of like camphorous and medicinal with the sage and the rosemary. But then the lavender is really nice, like not medicinal. It's very delightful. It's a very versatile scent, can be used in a lot of things, is what I'm saying. But yes, Mary, Sanderson, yay. It's here. It's still weird that we're back, right? Like, I know that I wasn't gone that long, but people were kind of freaking out. I was getting a lot of DMs on all of the different platforms, as well as, you know, just regular emails and messages on, you know, YouTube and stuff. And I'm not talking about like I got 2 or 3 or 30, like hundreds of people messaging asking if I was okay. And that was wild. But yeah, no, I super actually wasn't gone that long. Look how cool that hair is. It's amazing. I was just gone for a couple weeks. It's all good. So I'm back, and yes, I'm fine. And yep, big fingers crossed with that, because I don't know, those all might break off. And this was, now that I'm looking at this footage, I'm realizing what a journey this actually was. It was kind of a weird, bad idea-ish, because I did that because I wanted to make sure that the soap dough, or the soap, got into the soap dough. This is all made out of soap dough, by the way, using extruders, like a lot of extruders. Twisted them up, and yep. And I didn't want any pockets that I would have to fill in later after saponification, and so I dipped it into the soap, like the batter, before I put it in there. And it's a good idea, like in theory, but it ended up being such a mess. Like, my hands were just covered in soap batter at the end of all of this, and I think, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes into doing all of this, I just stopped even trying to use tools. Like, my hands are already dirty, let's go ahead and keep using them. And so I did. You just saw me put my fingers just right into the soap batter there. That was a moment. But yeah, it was a fun time. And I'm hoping that this is not indicative of, you know, things to come for the entirety of year 3. I'm excited for year 3. Like, I have so many cool things planned, and I love all of that for all of us. But also, it's kind of weird, right? It's year 3, and we're here. It's upon us. It has happened in some sort of weird fashion. And yes, that's what I use to stabilize my mold. A loaf of soap that needs to be cut for a wholesale account, and an airbrush kit that I said I wasn't going to use because I'm pretty sure it was the wrong airbrush that Mr. Soap and Clay got me. Spoiler alert, I went ahead and used it anyway. Kind of had to, because I got soap batter all over the packaging for this one. So I did that thing. But yeah, we are here. We're gonna put this into, you know, the oven for C-pop and gel after I cover up a purple line that I put in. Like, why are you covering it up? You just put it down. Do you think it's gonna do something cute in there? I don't think it's gonna do anything cute in there. Okay, so I'm covering up. I'm very carefully covering up a line of purple that I put on the top for unknown reasons, really. Anyway, C-pop, gel. Let's check out this cut and see what we've got. Are you guys liking my new titles and screens and transitions and stuff, by the way? It was one of the reasons why it took so long to get back. I was playing with all of that, like, a lot. Like, bigly. I wanted to do fun things. Also, just expect for them to be changing all of the time now, because I don't know. I hyper focused on different transitions and stuff. And so now I just want to play with them all. And I have thousands. So there's that. But yeah, look, that's a weird one. That didn't super work right. And it's kind of the same problem that we had with the Sarah bar yesterday. It's a little bit too low on the bar. But I made the actual hair kind of tall. And so what I had to do in the next batches after this one, because remember, I always film the very first soap for you guys. Like my test soap. That one's great. Looks awesome. Except it's a little bit too tall. The hair. And so what I had to do with the rest of them, all the other batches that I made after this, after my test batch, was I actually shortened the hair so it curls down more on the side, which allowed me to get it into the middle of the bar so the mouth stamp isn't all the way at the bottom of the bar and looks way cooler. But this right here, that also looks very, very cool. There is nothing wrong with that. Without even stamping it, you're reasonably sure that that is a Mary bar of soap. And the lavender, sage, and rosemary, also rosemary from Remembrance. Yeah, it totally works. I think it's the perfect bar for Mary Sanderson. You know, Mary. And these soaps for the first attempt, they really worked. Like that one right there, that's actually closer to where it should be, the hair, as far as positioning in the bar. Kind of middle-ish, so you can put the mouth in a place that kind of makes sense. Speaking of the mouth, that was actually a really complicated one for Mr. Soap and Clay to do, because her mouth, Kathy Najimy, actually holds her mouth a certain way. I think like the lower jaw goes to the right. Anyway, I think he did a couple versions of this, trying to make sure that the lips went the right way, that the mouth went the right way, and I'm still not 100% sure that that worked. It feels like it worked though, so it's good. And whatever, it's cute regardless. Such a fun time. Hocus Pocus 2 is, you know, here, and the Sanderson sisters are back, and we haven't even talked about that. All these videos right now are so super short. I can't just chit chat and say, hey, have you watched the Hocus Pocus, you know, movie? The new one? Did it send you? Are you in love? I am. It's a great time. I have a funny story to actually tell you about all of that, but I don't have time for this one, so maybe I'll tell you that one in the Winnie bar. But yeah, there's Mary. It's awesome. And there they are, the Mary soaps. And yeah, that lavender, sage, and rosemary, so beautiful. I love that scent so much. Sierra Candles is really just knocking it out of the park. I am making a concerted effort to leave Nature's Garden and move all of my, you know, fragrances into other companies. Not because I don't like Nature's Garden, because I do. They are definitely a workhorse in, you know, soap making and candle making and all the things. It's just, I went on a really big kick with them for several years and made it like a new goal to have tried every single scent that they make that is soapable. And I've done that. And that's a big, big inventory. It's huge. And so I'm kind of burned out. And honestly, I'm kind of just tired of seeing their bottles everywhere. And I want to give, you know, another company or several other companies some love. And so as I've been looking at what Sierra Candles has that I can swap into my line in place of Nature's Garden, every single scent that I've picked up from them has been spot on. And you guys know I'm a Sierra Candle stan, so this is nothing new. But the lavender, sage, and rosemary, it's delightful. The hair itself within the Mary bar, super cute. It's messy. The pour was so messy, and I really hope that that's not just going to become the theme of year 3. My fingers all in the soap, but you know, sometimes you just have to get your hands in the soap. Sometimes that's just life. So that was my life for that pour. So there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had some fun with it and saw the cute little mouth thing, because that was a lot of fun too. Mr. Soap and Clay did a great job with that stamp. For sure. And yeah, it was just fun all around. As I said yesterday, these are still on the website for a couple days. So if you're interested in the Mary soap or her entire line, because there is a whole line that goes with that, you know, go to soapandclay.com. It's there. Yeah, for a little bit. So do it now, because if you're watching this on Friday, it's not going to be there anymore. So you know. Hello, future people. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I am starting to get back into the groove of, you know, videos and recording and all the things. And so I appreciate you guys being okay with me, you know, weirdly trying to figure out something that I did daily for 2 years, even though I was only gone for a few weeks. It's all strange, but thanks for being patient. I appreciate you. I am out of here for today. I've still got loads and loads of things to do. Just because I came back to the YouTubes doesn't mean I'm any less busy. And it is the damn season. So I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.